Welcome to Catalyst Leadership. I'm Rajat Kumar Sharma, your leadership, behavioral, and communication coach. And today, we are going to discuss what kind of communication style Gen Zs prefer. In our last video, we talked about how to understand Gen Zs better and to understand what exactly drives them. But today, it's going to be a bit more detailed video around what kind of communication Gen Zs prefer. Because with them, it's not about what you say, but how you say it and how often you say it. So, before we move on to how to master your communication with your younger workforce, with your Gen Z workforce, first of all, we need to understand their communication style. What kind of a communication do they prefer? So, one thing that we surely know that this is the generation born in a time where technology has been around them. They have been used to things like WhatsApp, Instagram, social media, and hence to them, communication is always a two-way thing. Communication needs to be fast and it is supposed to be two-way. Next thing, they prefer conversations over monologues. They believe in actions and reactions and not just listening to someone for long or reading long emails. And last but not the least, they value transparency. So they do not want things to be overcomplicated. They do not want things to be sugar-coated. They want clarity on what you are telling them. So if any of your Gen Z employee is doing good, tell him or her that he or she is doing good. If they're not doing good, tell them they're not doing good. Of course, with specific points, specific instances, what could have been improved. Rather than feedback, start giving feed forwards that what was not done well and how can we improve it in the coming future. That is what they prefer, transparency and clarity. So if you are sending long emails to your Gen Z employees and you are expecting them to be patient enough, you are already losing them. So, what is it that you are supposed to do as a leader in order to master your communication and win your Gen Z employees in your teams? First thing, be frequent. As we discussed in our previous video as well, that Gen Zs, they prefer continuous feedbacks. So if your younger employees are working on a project or working on a task and you feel that something is not going right, you are not supposed to wait till the end of the quarter or end of the half year or end of the year for the appraisal to tell them what was not going right at that point. You are supposed to tell them right here, right now, so that the task or the project can be improved and they also can grow along with that task. So today, as a leader, you need to ensure that you are connecting with your employees and giving them continuous feedbacks at least once in a month. And if you just want to keep avoiding it and wait till the year end, God bless you and your organization. Second key factor to master your communication with Gen Z employees, be transparent. As we just discussed, be clear with what you want to tell them. Do not overcomplicate, do not sugarcoat, and always tell them the why behind your decisions. Now, that is something that they truly appreciate and respect. A decision backed by logic and reason, which is supposed to bring overall good to the team and the organization, is something what Gen Zs always back. And the third key factor to master your communication with your Gen Z employees, be accessible. Now, Gen Zs, they do not believe in that boss who's sitting behind the closed doors and they have to wait for a day or two or maybe a week to get an appointment with him or her. No. You must be accessible. The open door policies, of course, which all the major organizations today they practice, that should be there in your organization or your team as well. You must be accessible, not just in person, but over Microsoft Teams or Slack, whichever virtual tool you use to connect with your team members. You must be accessible. And accessibility here just does not mean that they can approach you. It also means you must be ready to listen to them. Because Gen Zs, they want to be listened, they want to be heard as much as they want to be guided. And the best example that comes to my mind right now for creating that open culture where you are ready to listen to your younger workforce is from Starbucks. When the former CEO, Howard Schultz, in Starbucks, he started to practice these partner open forums with the younger workforce, wherein the younger employees could just walk in, sit around with Mr. Schultz, and they could ask him anything, anything in the professional space, in the professional domain. No scripts, no hierarchy, no structure, just a clean, clear conversation between the CEO of the organization and the younger employees. And this very culture just changed the game for Starbucks because they were expanding rapidly. There were too many new initiatives that were being taken. The business was scaling up. And the younger workforce at that particular point of time did not feel connected to the leadership. So, in order to build that connect, Mr. Schultz, what he did was these partner open forums. Simply, he just started to listen to his younger employees. And the result, we know where and what Starbucks is today. So, as a leader, what you need to keep in your mind when you are communicating with your younger employees or Gen Z employees is you need to shorten the gap so that they can talk to you freely. They feel that they are being heard. They feel that you are accessible. They feel that you are transparent and clear with whatever you say. Now, it might be about the feedback, it might be about the decisions, it might be about the plan, the vision for next 6 months or 1 year that you are having. Whatsoever you have, whatsoever you communicate, it is transparent and it is clear. Now, if you are able to achieve that, your younger workforce is going to follow and support you even beyond the way you have imagined. In our next video, we are going to discuss how to build psychological safety and a trustworthy environment in your teams with the Gen Z workforce. Because if communication is the building block of any team or any organization, what makes these blocks stick together is a glue called trust. So, how to develop that trust and psychological safety for your younger employees, for your Gen Z employees, is something we are going to discuss in detail in our next video. Stay tuned.